Hey everyone, welcome back. It's another Friday with Dannphan. What is up, everyone? How's your Friday going? Man, do I have things to discuss in this stream. First of all, first discussion. Should I turn this light on over here to light up my face? It kind of looks, it has its own little like charm when it's like my face is a little bit dark. I don't know. Maybe I could pull some of this light over here. Ooh, spooky. Alright, first rule of business there. I think I'll keep it a little bit darker. I don't know. It kind of looks like I'm streaming almost. I could also just turn up the brightness of my laptop and then that'll light off my face. That looks worse. It looks a little bit worse when I just light up my face from the laptop light. But I mean, it's kind of like the same effect as just turning on that light. Yeah, this light is fine. I think this level is much better. So, hi everyone, how you doing? I discovered a little more recently that you could do like polls in the chat. So I'm gonna do a little poll for you guys. Let me see. I have good news and bad news. The question is, which would you rather hear first? You can vote in this poll that I will now ask my community. Which first? Do you want to hear the good news first or the bad news first? Vote now. But yeah, other than that, it's a Friday. A casual Friday indeed. Both? You want to hear both the good news and the bad news? I mean, I can't really overlap my voice over my voice. I will eventually tell you both the good news and the bad news. The question is, which would you like to hear first? Are you the type of people who would rather have me break the bad news to them first? Or are you the type of people who would rather have me cheer them up first before eventually hammering them down with the bad news and then get a little bit more serious? Bad so we can get it over with? Fair enough. That's fair. Okay. How do I even check this? You guys are voting in the poll, right? Is everyone just simultaneously saying bad news first? I don't know. How long should I have this poll up for? So far, I got 21 votes, and they're all saying bad news first. And there's only 26 people watching, so I'm going to call that unanimous. All right, guys, you're sick. You know that? All right, bad news first. There's a couple bad newses, I guess. Bad news number one, that is most bad. The hard drive, the old hard drive that I was getting recovered by Guy, it does look like that is, in fact, unrecoverable. It looks like that it's all gone and I have to redo everything from scratch. Yay! Although, to be fair, it's not completely from scratch. Just like all the stuff that takes a lot of effort to do, I have to do from scratch. The drafts and everything are still done. I have those. I have the drafts. I just don't have all the inking. I don't have the source files, which is, you know. Okay, to be fair, it's not confirmed yet, but in my mind, it's like basically confirmed. He said he was going to try to run it through another program to see if he could uncorrupt the files. As far as I know, I don't know what files are corrupt. He said like most of the files are corrupt, but I don't know which ones weren't. he's not really giving like very specific details on what this looks like. But yeah, he's going to try to run it through one more program today or tomorrow or sometime this end of the week. And he said, yeah, if it doesn't work through this one, then it's just basically unrecoverable. So I think that kind of confirms, oh, so it is unrecoverable. Because why would it just work through this program if it didn't work through all the other ones? I don't really understand this type of technical stuff. But yeah, I'm just assuming it's unrecoverable. It is what it is, I guess you guys didn't pray hard enough. It's all your fault. You didn't pray hard enough. It's like that one skit where it's like, all right, which one of you weren't believing enough? You guys screwed me. No, it's should be good though. I mean, it is a lot of work to redo, and that basically means this next comic that I was working on, months of work kind of just have to be redone. So it was basically set to go when I last was working on it, and now it's not anymore. Now I have to, backtrack. So it at the very least, at least I got a comic out. I got It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You out there, and that was a fairly easy one to finish up. I didn't have all of the inking done with that one, but I did have the drafts. But now now there's going to be like kind of a gap between that comic and the next one, because now I have months of work to do. It's a pain. It is. But at least I was able to get a comic out. That's all I can really say. The really bummer part is I was waiting so long for this recovery to work that I could have just been redoing it this entire time, and probably would have had it ready by like around the same time. But at least I wasn't doing nothing, At least I wasn't doing absolutely nothing that entire time. I was working on this new comic, so. But yeah, huge pain. Huge pain. I didn't even think it was that damaged, to be honest. The big damage that happened to it, the only damage that I can think of when my hard drive could have gotten broken, was like when I dropped my phone on my laptop. It wasn't even like a big drop, right? I was like texting someone over my laptop, and then I just fell on it. And it glitched out for a little bit, but then I like turned it off and on again, and it worked. So I was like, oh, I guess that's fine. I guess. I asked some other people about it, and they were like, yeah, it probably just dropped on the motherboard or something. It's like, oh, okay. I guess that's fine. But apparently, like a year or two later, it's just completely dead and unrecoverable. Very odd how that works. It's like that was a super delayed reaction on the hard drive's part. But I don't know. Anyway, that's bad news. Do I have to even it out with good news now? What's the good news? On a side note, I did get It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You earlier this week. I enjoyed it. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That makes me feel better. It's a simple little one-shot. I feel like if people are into comedies, I feel like most people would enjoy it, especially like the manga fans, You might compare it to like stuff that you see on Webtoon. The only difference really being is that it's good, while as Webtoon is like super lazily written type stuff. Maybe the computer is possessed. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Ghost was just working this whole time. But yeah, that is some super bad luck on my part, I gotta say. There's a higher deity punishing me for something. But regardless, I'm okay. Ugh. My poor boyfriend, tries to like cheer me up by being like, it's okay, maybe this time when you redo everything, it'll be better. And I'm like, don't even acknowledge that I'm redoing everything. Don't do that to me. It's like, I don't want to think about it. I just want to turn my brain off and let my instinct kick in as I'm redrawing all these pages. I don't want to even think about it. In all likelihood, the way that I see it is it'll be worse the second time around because I just won't have the same drive that I had the first time. And that's what really ticks me off because it's just something subconscious that you can't really control. I put in like a lot of extra effort into like the finer details. I don't know if I'm gonna do that twice. Oh, yay. Oh, thanks for the little donation there. Oogie G. Hang in there. Thanks. Your puppy is cute. Yeah. Webtoon is a teenage girl fanfic site. Yeah, it's not that. I just mean like slice of life, goofy comedy type stuff. With, of course, more chibi inspired art. It's kind of like that, only it's written well. It was very important to me to kind of maybe give that type of style a better name when it's constantly being given a bad name by Webtoon, primarily. Not that there isn't any manga out there that uses that style and utilizes it well. I should have brought water with me upstairs. There's definitely a lot of manga that takes a more chibi-inspired art style and actually makes it work. Webtoon is just not the place to go to for quality. No offense, guys. No offense to those of you who actually read Webtoon. I understand. I can't tell you how many times I mess up a drawing, then mess it up and try to do it again. It never looks as good as it did the first time. Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Ugh. I just remember the relief I felt when I was done all the inking, because the inking is the part that I struggle with the most, because I want to make it look good, so I put in all this extra mental effort into it, trying to figure out how to better make it look nice and all these tiny details, and I'm working off of pretty sketchy drafts. I don't usually go too detailed into my drafts, just how I do things. So most of the details come from the inking part of the comic making process for me, which is why it's the hardest and most time consuming. And there was just this huge relief when I was done that comic, and now it's all gone. Now I just gotta restart. But it's not impossible, of course. So long as I got the drafts, I can, in fact, redo it. I was just so ready to start on the next thing, A lot of apps automatically back up. They're not automatically backed up. Yeah, I did check. I think Clip Studio does automatically back up if you select automatic, if you specifically check that part. It's automatically unchecked though, as far as I know. So it didn't back up anything. I never bothered checking that. Just bad luck, like I said. It's just like really bad luck. This other backup that I had tried using was just not working. It just wasn't backing up the files, and I didn't know why. I gave up on it. But yeah, bad news out of the way, I guess. So I guess the plan is, well, first of all, I gotta finish up Sonic City Witch drafts to prepare for the next issue that's going to come out on the website this year. And obviously, I'm still kind of promoting It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You. It's only been out for a couple of days now, like 6 days in counting. So, there's still that. Still got to keep on pushing that. The physical issues, I guess this is a good news. Throw some good news in there, huh? I just got an email that the physical copies of It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You have printed and been shipped. So they will be here sometime soon. Yay! It's good. It's good news. Yeah, I'm still kind of prepping to launch them on the website February, especially if I have a lot of time to space out over the year. So I can make sure that all the projects are coming out in a neatly and organized fashion. But yeah, that'll be nice. Do a nice unboxing video of me checking out the physical copies. And I did a poll on Twitter asking what I should do as far as selling signed prints, because I'm not doing a campaign for it. I'm just putting it right on the website. So I was thinking, well, I usually do signed prints for the campaigns. I should include those on the website. And it seems like people would prefer it if I put up the comics and have some signed prints and some unsigned prints, give an option for which ones you want. So I think I'll do that. Yeah. But obviously I did a limited print, so it's going to be limited how many you can get if you're looking to get a huge chunk of floppy comics. Thanks for the donation, Maverick Christian. Here's money for Backblaze. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. I had Backblaze and it wasn't working, so I couldn't get any of the files back from there either. Yeah, I'm not using Backblaze anymore. I got a subscription to Carbonite while it was on sale. So that's what I'm using right now for this laptop. I personally do not trust Backblaze anymore, since they were just not working for me. And now all my stuff's gone, so what am I gonna do? Holding out for physicals? Yeah, I don't blame you. Some people, it's physical, do that or die type things. I get it. Physical books feel good in your hands, and it doesn't burn your eyes to read it with the blue light and whatnot. So, I came into that's it for the bad news. What did I miss? The hard drive my old hard drive that I was trying to get recovered. The recovery guy got back to us and basically said that it's probably not recoverable because it's too damaged, or whatever the reason is. I don't know. Bah, you know how it is. So I gotta redo an entire comic that I was working on. It was a thick comic too. It wasn't It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You. That was only 32 pages. That's doable, right? And especially when the art is pretty simple. I busted that out in a month, But that other comic, the art is not nearly as simple. And god damn it, I think it was 60 something pages. So double the length of It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You. Yeah, not lucky. Definitely not lucky. But it is what it is. I want to publish like you, Dannphan. What do you advise I do to avoid AI? I'll put watermarks since I will publish online. There's nothing you can do, really. Not to be a Debbie Downer, of course. People still will upload images regardless of whether or not they have watermarks on them to AI generators. There's really nothing you can do. Sorry. They're not, to be fair, if you do catch someone who generated an artwork that is yours, generated an artwork that was yours, you can like sue, of course. You can copyright or content ID them or whatever they call it. They copyright strike them or whatever. You can do that, but you can't prevent people from uploading it because people just do whatever they do. The new comic's certainly worth it if anyone's looking forward to it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Probably isn't. Just look on the bright side. Maybe this could be a blessing. No, don't say that. Don't say. Don't do that. No. Hey, thanks for the $4.99 sup player from Daniel M. Sup. What's going on? But yeah, going into other things, what else is good news to try to desperately balance out the bad news that I heard? It did really mess with my sleep, just the anxiety of like, oh god, I got so much to do, It's like trying to get my YouTube channel running again. And then now I gotta like redo a comic. I still have to do those drafts. Just too much. Just too much all at once, really. Did not bode well with my sleep. But yeah, other good news to balance out the bad news. I'm doing a collab with someone soon. I'll probably have to split it into multiple parts because it's turning out to be like way longer than we originally intended for it to be. But that'll be a fun collab. I don't know if any of you would have heard of said YouTuber. Perhaps you have. And yeah, so maybe that'll come out next week or the week after. And if it's like multiple parts, it'll be coming out for a few weeks. But it's something. It's something nice, something good. Having a lot of fun making the video. So it should be fun to watch in theory. And other good news. Someone is sending me lighting. I don't know if it's gonna be good lighting. It'll probably be better than the little light that I have here. Although I would argue that this light is not that bad. Let me show you what this. Hang on. Whoop. All right, let me turn that down. It's way too bright. But yeah. So this lighting is kind of. Man, I think it's hard to manage. That's what it is. Kind of lights up my face a little bit. Obviously, you have to like adjust it a little bit, kind of make it work. But I don't think this light is that bad. I moved a bunch of stuff around just so I could put the light where it's supposed to be. But there are other lights coming that are maybe better than this one. I guess we'll see. turn it off because I don't really need it. Dark Dannphan is best Dannphan. It ain't easy being cheesy, man. That is true. That is some true facts you're spilling there. But yeah, I think that's all the news I got for you. So that's what's going on recently. What's going on with you guys? You guys wanna know? I got nothing. I'm still just upset about the hard drive thing. I got nothing else. Might be doing another gaming stream tonight on the gaming channel. Probably trying to finish up Infernal, which is really just me watching Adam play the game. But I can be entertaining. I can be entertained. Oh boy. All these fucking spammers. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, look at these. They have LED ring lights at the dollar store now. I bet that those suck ass, to be fair. They probably break immediately. But then again, like, this one I paid quite a good bit for. And not that it's terrible. Not that it's terrible. But not my favorite in the world. not my favorite light, for sure. Even though it's kind of just okay. Thoughts on D&D movie? Those are my thoughts. I summarized them a bit. I'm kind of just I'm done with it. I'm done with Hollywood's version of fantasy, honestly. Like, I get it. Fantasy is a popular genre. You want to cash in on it. Okay, cool. Do you have to make it bad? Is that a requirement for you to do something fantasy-wise? You have to also make it bad? Because I don't want to watch it if it's bad. I want to watch good fantasy. I didn't know. I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to have good fantasy. D&D in general has just been weird lately. All the different editions and random stuff. I don't even really play it that much anymore. And when I did, we usually just stuck with 5th edition. Better to get a soft box light. I have one of those too. Those are insanely bright. Well, they sell the one box light. It's like you're supposed to shine it on your face because it's supposed to help your depression or something. I don't know. People advertise things for the weirdest fucking... Ugh, I hate it. Ugh, Jesus. Anyway, did you see the pregnant Joker comic? I didn't see that. I mean, like, I saw a screenshot of it. I saw the tweet talking about it. I didn't actually read the comic, if that's what you mean. But yes, it sounds terrible. It sounds like very kindergartner humor. Like, you know those really old cartoon episodes that every cartoon episode would have like some shitty joke in it where like a guy gets, or a boy more, because like it would always be little kids as the main characters. One of the kids would get pregnant. Like they have an episode of Jimmy Neutron where Carl gets pregnant with an alien. It's like, oh, why? Why'd you do that? Why'd you write it like that? It's not good. It's not. I don't need that. And then again with like Fairly Odd Parents, which was really around the same time as Fairly Odd Parents, like slowly going into oblivion, just like being the worst slowly spiraling down into like the worst cartoon ever. Fucking Cosmo gets pregnant and is like, why? Why did you feel like that was a good idea? But even more so, why do they feel like it's such a good idea that they need to keep doing it? It's subversive. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So subverted. You know, I understand subversion, but shouldn't it, like, have an end goal? Like, shouldn't it be funny? Or, I don't know. At the very least, be funny. If it's not funny, then it's not worth doing. You might as well not do it at that point. Watching the Joker pregnant made me pregnant. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's how you get pregnant. I'm glad I'm out of touch and missed this. Yeah. It's just a weird thing. I think it's also kind of a fetish or something. Yeah, male pregnancies. Yeah, I'm not interested in the type of stuff that sells things based on fetishes. I usually see it as a red flag whenever that's like the hook of the series is like, if you get this, you'll see your favorite fetish in there. And it's just isolating, honestly. Pregnant with crippling depression. To go into bankruptcy faster than Marvel. Oh, well, they are competing for that, aren't they? With these DCYA comics. I'm almost done reading all of those DCYA comics, too. Like, which ones haven't I read yet? DCYA graphic novels. Let's look at a list. See which ones I haven't read. I've definitely read most of them. Let me just share the screen with you guys. You can see what I'm looking at. This is the wiki list. I think they have most of them listed here, though. Mayor Tiebreaker, red. Under the Moon, red. Teen Titans Raven, red. Harley Quinn, red. Batwoman Nightwalker, I haven't read yet, but I have it, and I'm in the process of reading it. Never saw Warbringer. Shadow of the Batgirl, I have read. Red Oracle Code, Gotham High. Have I read Tempest Tossed? I might have read it and then like blocked it from my memory, honestly. You Brought Me the Ocean, I read. Teen Titans Beast Boy, read. Swamp Thing, read. Victor and Nora, read. I don't think I read this one. You Be a Real One, read. I didn't read Catwoman's Soul Stealer. Poison Ivy Thorns, read. I'm Not Starfire, read. Whistle, read. Unearthed, read. Beast Boy Loves Raven, read. This is basically, from what I understand, just a propaganda book. So there's really no reason to read this. I think they literally just like show random like women from history and are like, oh, feminism. I think that's all it is. But Galaxy Produced Star, read. I didn't see either of these, Constantine or Satana. Didn't see the Lois Lane story. I didn't see Strange Case of Harleen and Harley. Or Static? They did a Static Shock YA? Oh no, this one hasn't come out. Okay, this is why... None of these have come out yet, so of course I haven't seen these. Now it all makes sense. I wasn't paying attention. Those are the reprints. Yeah, I've read like almost every single one. Damn. You guys really, you really just let me torture myself with these, didn't you? I still have to finish up making the tier list of the worst ones too. But yeah. Which one of these sound most interesting for me to do a read through next? Why don't you guys vote on that in the chat? Which one of these do you want me to do my next read through for? There's so many, honestly. Some of them I didn't even do a read-through for, at least not yet. I might do just like normal reviews on some of these rather than doing the live reaction read-throughs, because some of them are really fucking boring and some of them are just like okay, like not bad enough to really make fun of that much, but still pretty bad. Like something that I could probably just summarize in a pretty short review. I think I'll probably not do any read through for. But I don't know. If you guys have like read or heard about any of these and you know that some of these are like super bad and you think they would make funny read throughs, definitely let me know which ones you'd want me to do next. And yeah, I guess I'll do that. Got nothing else to do in life. But you know, a boring review for a boring story sounds fitting. Well, you do what you can. I think more so than the entertainment factor, another big important thing about me going over these DCYAs is to let you know which ones you should keep out of like children's hands, you know? Because that's something important that there's not really a lot of there's not really a lot of people talking about them because they're so bad and they just kind of overlook them. But the fact of the matter is teens and kids are still reading them regardless. They're still in libraries and still being sold. So I feel like maybe it's important for like parents to know what exactly they're letting their kids read and which ones they should probably be like, hey, don't. As simple as that. I feel like I'm doing like some public service in a way, letting people know what's actually in these books, you know? But yeah, I'm trying to imagine what absolute galaxy brain thought they should make YA Constantine. I don't know, man. They make YA everything, regardless of whether or not it makes any sense. And then they just kind of strip the character of everything that makes them unique and they slap on a bunch of teen cliches. That's their go-to method for creating a YA graphic novel for any of their superhero characters. They just, or super villains, I guess they're also included in this, just pluck them from the DC universe, make them nothing like the original, slap on some cliche story, boom, masterpiece. Oh, don't forget the diversity. Yeah, gotta add that and sprinkle some diversity, some hot topics, right? Are there any Marvel YA novels? That's a good question. Not that I know of, at the very least, not that I've ever been introduced to. The DCYA graphic novels are the ones that are like most famous for being fucking garbage. But yeah. Have you decided what you're going to do with the box of DCYA novels yet? Yes. That's coming soon, hopefully. Yes. We're going to have a lot of fun blowing those up. Wasn't even aware this stuff existed. Well, now you are. You got to be aware so you can stay away from it. You know, keep a cross on you at all times. And then if you see like a DCYA in the comic book store or in a library, you use the power of God to repel the demon. That's what you got to do. Ugh. The past 5+ years of Marvel Comics is pretty much a giant YA star. That's a fair point. Marvel's like average comics that they've been creating for the adults have been babied down like a super ton. They never actually made any like spin-off print specifically for a young adult audience. They just baby down their usual comics. You know how it is. Imagine YA novels about the teen Blade, the vampire killer. I can imagine them doing that though. They don't tempt them. Don't give them any ideas. No. Thinking the Satana one should be next for something safe. What do you mean something safe? Do you mean inoffensive? I don't know, man. Yeah, I have no idea. I know that the Satana one has been like requested before it even came out. It was just like requested over and over again. Now that it's out, I'm like, well, is this requested because it's good or because it's bad or like what? I don't even know what to really expect from it, you know? I don't get why they need to make teenage books in the first place. Weren't comics for teens and young adults, or at least a lot of teens like them. Yeah, so the original comics were kind of aiming for a younger audience. As comics progressed throughout the years, they, because, you know, their audience is growing, they naturally started getting more mature. And then at some point, they wanted to go edgy. Especially DC wanted to go very, very, very edgy. And we got a bunch of weird fucking stories because they decided to go edgy. And then they decided, okay, well, obviously you can't market these more edgy, darker stories to little kids, you know? So let's branch off and make some comics for kids and some comics for teens, some comics for adults, which is not a terrible idea. If your audience is growing older, it makes sense to do more mature comics for them. But yeah, it is a shame that the comics that were aimed at teens and kids were just so lowbrow, just so like terribly made, because they should have equally as much effort put into them. They should still be good, just because they're not like going to be extra edgy as the adult ones doesn't mean that they gotta be fucking garbage. But whatever. You know how it is. Safe as in not wildly bad, but then there's no reason to review it basically because nobody will care. Nobody cares whenever I give something a good review. It's sad, but it's also true. DCYA novels are profitable? Question mark. I don't know. I think they make all their sales selling towards the scholastic crowd and pushing for them to be in libraries and, you know, some government funding for them to be made, maybe. In the name of it being educational being code for a bunch of, like, diversity points and LGBT stuff that they just shove in there, shoehorn in there, I should say. But profitable seems like perhaps a stretch to describe them. You know, I guess the classic mistake of edgy equals mature. There were a bunch of weird stories that happened when they started going edgy. Not all of them were terrible, of course, but you know. Gotta still put a lot of thought into it. Still put in effort into it. That's not true. I got into Spy X Family based off your review. Well, thank you. Granted, you know, that was how would I even describe that? I guess riding off the coattails of the anime coming out soon and the manga just being popular. So, but like if I review something that not a lot of people know about, you know, chances are no reason to really click on my video. And I imagine not many people will know about the Satana YA graphic novel. I mean, with all the crappy YA graphic novels out there, it's probably not going to be because hang on, let me rephrase that from the beginning. With all the crappy YA graphic novels out there, people aren't really going to be paying attention to the new releases of those unless they're super cringe and they want to make fun of them. Basically. Probably do okay in book fairs? Probably. I mean, if you put it next to an even crappier book, then I guess it's okay. I guess you gotta take what you get. But yeah, there's a lot of these that I wouldn't even allow in children's book fairs because they're so bad. God, they're so bad. Yeah. Hyped about the Spy Family movie. I'm not even sure what they're doing for that movie. Are they just like introducing a side villain? Or I can't imagine that they're going to be adapting an arc into a movie. But yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I love the characters. I love the premise. I love the anime. I love the manga series. So yeah, sure, I'll eat that shit. I'll do it. All right. I do want more details to come out about it though, because I'm not really sure what to really expect from it. But yeah, I guess we'll see. If I were a teen, I probably would have gone for a DCYA novel if there were one about a character I liked, just because I wouldn't know where to start. Fair enough. There's nowhere to really start with most of the DCYA graphic novels. The only ones that even remotely connect to each other are the Kami Garcia DCYA graphic novels, which are some of the more better ones, I guess, in comparison to the rest. Those are the better ones. And those are the only ones that are all connected to each other in like one universe. However, every single other DCYA graphic novel is its own thing. It's just its own story, its own standalone. Doesn't connect to anything. And probably never will, because they all did terrible. Or I think there's this other, the other DCYA book that's like a part 1, part 2 thing. But for the most part, all of them are their own stories. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the donation, Love Tadra. Here, buy a coffee or something. I'm glad you're still doing comics despite your setback. My other fave indie comic artist might be giving up soon. Aw, that's a shame. That is a shame. It is tough out there just to get noticed and get any traction being like an indie comic creator. I'm still trying to figure out ways to like get new viewers and new people on board to reading my comics too. And yeah, if you're not making any progress, it's easy to just like fall into a hole. I'd like to think that I'm making like little inches of progress, which is not much, but it is better than nothing. I'll give it that. It's enough for me to hold on, keep trying, Technically isn't young adult 18 to 25. Marketing to teens is the wrong demographic. Nah, when people refer to young adults, they're referring to teens. Yeah. I do know that young adult used to mean actual adult. Actual adult, just young to the adult world. But the idea of young adult is trying to say that teenagers are not kids, they are young adults. Like, that's what they're trying to say when they use the term YA. But yeah, you are right. If you want it to be technical and break the term apart, it should be like actual adults who are young. Let me see. Yes, okay. A young adult is generally a person in the years following adolescence. Definitions and opinions on what qualifies as a young adult vary. Skip, skip, skip. Yeah, okay. So usually refers to children down to ages 12 or 13 due to the category of young adult literature targeting this demographic in the lower age limit. So there you have it, I guess. I didn't think that they were aiming for kids lower than 13, but apparently that's what they're saying here. Yeah. I think you're thinking new adult? New adult. Is that another phrase that they use? Very similar in terms of themes, but new adult can have more adult content. YA is like 13 to 18. Yeah, basically. I've never heard the term new adult, but I guess they are a brand new adult. Brand new, smoking right off of high school. New adult, up for sale. Cyan Darkness is her name, by the way. Her YouTube got wrongly flagged, which really screwed her over for expanding her audience. Interesting. Flagged for like content ID'd, or like copyrighted. That is a shame. YouTube can definitely be a little bit not effective with the copyright, how they handle it, because basically people can content strike you for the dumbest reasons. It's like, oh, you criticized my comic? Flagged. You stole my artwork, even though you're using it for the purposes of review, which is totally legal. Whatever. Disney Parks considers an adult 10 plus? Really? That's funny. I guess that is like a really sneaky way of getting parents to pay more for a ticket for their kid. It's like, oh, your kid's 13? That's an adult right there. Oh, God. It's a little bit extra scary when you're considering that nudity content, which she didn't. Just art? I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on the context, most importantly. Like I don't know if you know this, but there's nude yoga on YouTube. And the reason why nude yoga is apparently okay is because it's educational. Don't ask me. I don't know how that works. But if you're like, I assume that what you mean by that is she was drawing like nude models. They might like be a little bit stingy about it if you're showing the actual nude model that she's drawing. But I would not imagine that the nude model on the paper would be like worthy of a strike. Because I would kind of consider that educational to do like anatomy studies. But whatever. Apparently, nude yoga okay. Because educational or something. Don't know how that works. YouTube is a complete fucking mystery. But yeah, that adult tag. Yep. Gotta do the 18 plus tag regardless. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Jamie Rose just walked in on a lewd. Hello, people. You're a little bit late to the stream coming in right now at this time. We only got like another 5 minutes before we're calling it a night and just moving on with life, you know? But yes. Bobs are educational, especially the big ones. Oh, yeah. No, she did art, but she never did videos of anything saucy, just her art. Okay, since someone's just like flagging her and YouTube didn't manually review it, just didn't bother reviewing the channel to see that there was no nudity. That does happen. You can fight against that, but obviously it's very demoralizing because it takes a while to get that situation cleared up, assuming that you can get it cleared up. And then by the time that, that's just like so much money and time that you wasted on it all. Very brutal. Well, sorry to hear about that anyways. I'm a night owl. You stream too early for me. Well, you can go to the gaming streams. Those are the nighttime, the super nighttime streams. These are the early ones. These are the ones I do to keep my mind functioning at this time of day, But yeah. I keep on thinking that there's some other bad news that I had that I was supposed to share with you guys tonight, but I can't remember what it was. For the life of me, I can't quite remember it. Maybe it was nothing. I don't know. If it wasn't important enough to remember, maybe it wasn't that bad. Yeah. I got a temp ban on Insta Facebook for nudity in a drawing that wasn't nude and wasn't even finished. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Very weird. I've seen a lot of anatomy studies just like going around, and they usually, as far as I know anyway, they don't get like not content ID. They don't get flagged for nudity or anything. Maybe it's just like some new program that they're doing to try to catch it more often. I don't know. No news is good news. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that is definitely ridiculous. Doing like the basic anatomy of a drawing, not even being done yet, and then it gets flagged. That's no good. Gotta fix it. But yeah, that's my Friday, guys. Insta has a problem with malicious flagging. Maybe. I don't know. I've never had anything I posted get flagged. I've had a lot of bots. I caught a lot of bots on Insta. And I know that they have kind of a problem of girls like just posting their titties on there. Maybe that's part of why they're like really serious about using bots to flag them or whatever they're doing that's causing this to happen. I don't know. All I know is there's got to be a better way, But yeah, that's how it's gonna be. So that is the Friday with Dannphan stream. We got through all the news, the good and the bad. Obviously, the fun part is just waiting for the physical print copies of It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You to come up on burningstarcomics.net. And then I can share with you, hopefully I can share with you, the next project that I'll be working on, which will, I suppose, be the comic that I have to redo. And that's the comic collab I was doing with Adam. I do have all the drafts. It's not that bad, but it is a whole lot of work that I'll have to be redoing. So I'll have to keep you as updated as I can on information with that, because it's probably going to take a while to redo everything, but hopefully it won't come out too long after It's Not Like Getting a Job Will Kill You has, because I don't want everything to be super spaced out. You always got to keep content flowing out of you, especially when you're an indie artist and whatnot. So that's going to end it for the stream tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for sending your support and love. I gotta get myself mentally together, obviously. But yeah, I'll see you next time. New video coming out on Friday. Will be continuing the read through of Galaxy, the Prettiest Star. Wonderful. I know, right? Till then, guys. Bye.